Listen carefully, God says, there is something happening behind closed doors that heaven has seen long before your eyes could see it. You have felt it in your spirit, the uneasy stirring, the heavy silence, the strange distance that came from the one you once called yours. You didn't imagine it. You didn't make it up. There are things happening in secret, things you were not supposed to know yet, but I, the Lord, am uncovering them now. Believe it or not, someone just recorded your special person and the third party, and shockingly, they were both having what they thought would remain hidden forever. But I tell you, nothing is hidden from the eyes of the Almighty. Every whisper, every betrayal, every dark plan, every secret meeting, I have seen them all. They thought their actions were buried beneath silence and secrecy, but heaven records everything. And in this moment, I am revealing what has been done in the dark because your spirit deserves the truth. My child, you have cried, asking me if what you felt was real. You have wondered if your discernment was wrong, if maybe you were just overthinking. But no, your spirit was right. I placed a divine awareness in you because I wanted you to see what you refused to believe. They thought they could continue this deception, smiling at you while secretly walking in sin. But now, I am shaking their comfort. I am exposing what was meant to humiliate you so that I can free you. Do not be surprised when the truth starts surfacing through people, through unexpected messages, or through something you were never meant to find but will suddenly see. That is not coincidence, that is my divine exposure. I have allowed the evidence to be caught, for the very thing they used to mock your love will now become the evidence of their guilt. You see, I am a just God. I allow exposure not to destroy you, but to release you from lies that chained your heart. You gave your love with purity, while they played with hearts like pieces on a board. But I, the Lord, am not mocked. What is sown in deceit will be reaped in shame. They sowed betrayal, they will reap consequences. They sowed manipulation, they will reap regret. My child, you don't have to fight this battle yourself, I am fighting it for you. When I say someone recorded them, understand this, it is not merely about a physical video. It is about how heaven itself recorded every act, every thought, every intention. The spiritual evidence has already been stored in my divine archive. I allowed someone to capture proof in the physical realm because I am ready to close this chapter that has drained your soul. You have waited, you have prayed, you have endured humiliation quietly. But now, I am turning the tables. I am a God who sees. And what I have seen is not only their sin, I have also seen your faithfulness. I have seen the nights when you lay awake asking me, why do they treat me like this? Why do they get to smile while I'm left hurting? And I say to you, beloved, the reason you have suffered is because I have been preparing your spirit for promotion. You cannot rise while being attached to someone who was secretly partnered with the enemy. Their betrayal was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to deliver you. Believe it or not, the exposure that is coming will shock even those who defended them. They will try to deny it, but the evidence will speak louder than words. It will not come from your mouth, it will come from their own actions. I will cause their hidden dealings to unravel in front of those who once believed their lies. My justice will not be quiet. And when it happens, I don't want you to gloat or celebrate their downfall, I want you to rise in silence and walk away with dignity, because I am already preparing someone who carries truth, peace, and loyalty for you. You have carried the pain of their disloyalty as though it were your fault. But it was not. They chose deception because their heart was not healed. They let darkness whisper to them that they could play with both sides, but I am the God of light, and light cannot dwell with darkness. When I step in, confusion leaves. And that's what I am doing right now, removing confusion, replacing it with clarity. Do you remember the dream you had? The one where something seemed off, where faces blurred, where the one you loved seemed distant? That was not a dream, that was a warning. I have been sending signs for a long time, but you loved too deeply to see clearly. You hoped they would change. You prayed they would find conviction. But instead of repentance, they ran deeper into deception. Now, I am intervening, because enough is enough. They will be shocked when they realize what has been recorded. Their laughter will fade. Their pride will crumble. Their eyes will fill with fear because suddenly they will understand, nothing can hide from God. The same hands they used to cover sin will tremble when truth comes to light. And even as that happens, I want you to remember this: I never expose to embarrass, I expose to realign destinies. You have been stuck in a cycle of emotional torment, trying to love someone who pretended to love you back. But I am ending that cycle. I am not allowing you to be deceived any longer. You deserve a love that mirrors mine, faithful, transparent, unwavering. What they gave you was counterfeit affection built on convenience, but I am bringing you something real. Do not chase after what I am removing. The person being exposed has already shown you their heart, believe it. You cannot heal someone who refuses to face truth. And now that truth has surfaced, do not run back. When exposure comes, stand still. Let me handle the justice. Let me be your defender. You don't need to explain to anyone, the evidence will speak. Believe it or not, this exposure was not random. It is part of a divine pattern. I let people show their true colors before your next season begins. I expose not to break you, but to prepare you. Because where I am taking you, dishonesty cannot enter. The blessings I am about to pour over you require truth, purity, and loyalty. And so, this painful exposure is a gate. Once you walk through it, you will never return to that level of pain again. Your special person is about to face themselves in a mirror they cannot avoid. The recording, the evidence, the whispers, they will all confront them with what they've done. And I will allow conviction to burn in their heart. But do not let pity pull you backward. You cannot rescue what refuses redemption. Pray for them, but release them. Bless them, but move forward. My child, there are moments when I must tear something apart before I rebuild it. That's what I am doing here. I am tearing apart deception to build a foundation of truth beneath your feet. When you see the exposure unfold, do not fear. Remember, I told you this beforehand, so that when it happens, your faith will remain. I am the Lord who turns pain into power. You are about to see how betrayal becomes the bridge to your blessing. Every tear you cried will become a seed for your elevation. The same people who tried to cover the truth will watch as I cover you with favor. This moment of shock will not break you, it will make you radiant. Do not let bitterness take root. Instead, let gratitude flow. For I just saved you from years of hidden heartbreak. Imagine what your life would have become if I had not intervened. You would have kept loving someone who loved lies more than light. But now, you are free. You are free to heal. You are free to see clearly. You are free to prepare for the one who will honor your heart the way I always intended. Believe it or not, what they thought was a scandal will become your testimony. When people talk, let them talk. When rumors spread, stay silent. I will defend you publicly for what you suffered privately. I am your God, and I will make your name shine again. The same mouth that mocked you will one day whisper your praise because they will see how I raised you up after you were betrayed. This is the hour of exposure and restoration. You will feel pain, yes, but after pain comes peace. You will cry, but those tears will wash away the old season. You will see their true face, but it will help you recognize my face even clearer, for I am with you in this fire. You are not alone. Let them face the weight of their own choices. Let the recording, the evidence, the exposure bring accountability where there has been none. I am not doing this to destroy anyone, but to teach all involved that truth cannot be buried forever. I am the revealer of hearts. And when I reveal, it's not just for punishment, it's for transformation. Some will repent, others will resist, but you, my beloved, will rise. You have been through enough. You have proven your faith through storms that would have crushed others. Now, I will reward you. Do not be afraid of what's coming out, embrace it. The truth may sting, but it also sets you free. And once freedom comes, joy follows. Soon, you will look back on this season and understand why I allowed the exposure to happen in such a dramatic way. You will see that it was not just about them being recorded, it was about heaven ensuring that no more lies could hold you. The enemy tried to manipulate your emotions, to convince you to stay blind, but I intervened. I let truth break through the disguise, because I love you too much to let you settle for half-hearted love. I am cleansing your atmosphere. I am removing the residue of their deception from your spirit. I am restoring your worth, your peace, your confidence. You will no longer question if you were enough, because you will realize that their failure to love you properly was never a reflection of your value. It was a reflection of their spiritual blindness. So hold your head high. Walk away without hatred. Leave vengeance in my hands. For I, the Lord your God, am about to vindicate you in ways you never imagined. My beloved child, the moment that recording was captured, heaven released a shift in the spiritual realm. It was not a coincidence, nor an act of malice from man alone, it was divine timing. For I had waited patiently, giving them opportunities to repent, giving them gentle nudges through conviction, giving them dreams that warned them to stop. But they ignored those warnings, thinking grace meant permission. They mistook my mercy for weakness. Yet I am a God of both love and justice. That moment of exposure, the moment when they were caught, became the very hour when your spiritual chains began to break. Every lie spoken against you started to lose power. Every illusion they built began to crumble. The same lips that mocked you in secret are now trembling with guilt. And the one who stood beside them in sin now realizes that what they thought was victory has become shame. You see, child, the recording was not just meant to show you the truth. It was meant to expose the spiritual connection between deception and destiny. There are things you could not see clearly because love blinded you, and that is why I had to open your eyes through this painful revelation. I did not want you to stay bound to someone whose hands were touching betrayal while their lips spoke affection. You were praying for a sign, asking me to make it undeniable, so I did. Believe it or not, they now live with fear. Fear that what they did will spread. Fear that their reputation will fall. Fear that they will lose everything they used to feel untouchable in. That is not your doing, that is my justice. I am shaking their pride, because I will not let arrogance stand on the ashes of your heart. But my warning to you, beloved, is this: do not allow their downfall to consume your peace. You do not need to watch them fall, you only need to rise. Do not keep checking if they are suffering. Do not let curiosity bind you to the same pain I just delivered you from. Look ahead. Focus on what I am birthing through this ending. For where there is exposure, there is new birth. The recording was symbolic, proof that truth cannot stay hidden. It also carries a message for your soul: when people show you who they truly are, believe them. You have a heart that loves deeply, but now I am teaching you to love wisely. You cannot fix everyone you love, and you cannot save someone who chooses darkness. I know it hurts, but this lesson will guard your destiny. My child, they laughed while sinning, but they will weep when they realize what they lost. You were not just another person, you were an answered prayer they mishandled. They thought your loyalty was weakness, but soon they will see it was a treasure. The one they betrayed you with will not bring them peace. What begins in deception cannot end in joy. The same flame they played with will soon consume their comfort, and they will remember the peace they felt in your presence. But by then, you will have moved on, healed, elevated, and surrounded by my divine light. When you heard about what happened, when you learned that someone recorded them, your heart felt a mix of anger, sorrow, and disbelief. But I want you to look deeper: it was I who let the truth find you. That evidence was heaven's mercy disguised as pain. It hurt you, yes, but it saved you from years of continued lies. It was my protection wearing the mask of heartbreak. You might ask, Lord, why did you let me love someone who would betray me? And I answer you now, because love reveals hearts. Through this love, you learned what loyalty means, what sacrifice feels like, and what it costs to love someone more than yourself. And now you also learn what it feels like when that love is abused. These lessons, though painful, are purifying your heart for the one I have truly chosen for you, someone who will love you with the same purity you once gave to the wrong one. I know how deeply you invested in that connection. I saw how you prayed for them, defended them, forgave them, even when others warned you. I saw your faith, your patience, your tears. But I also saw their deceit, their secret meetings, their hidden conversations, their false promises. They said, I'll never hurt you, even while they were preparing to do so. But I caught every moment, and I held back my wrath so that my justice would come in the right time. And that time is now. Do not try to understand every detail. Some things are hidden for your protection. What matters is this: I have lifted the veil. You no longer live in confusion. You no longer have to question whether they are being honest. You now have your answer, and it is enough. Stop digging into their darkness, because doing so will only reopen wounds. Instead, lift your eyes to me. Let me heal what they broke. They wanted to bury the evidence, to silence what was seen. But what has been recorded in heaven cannot be deleted. I allowed this exposure to serve a greater purpose, not only to free you, but also to awaken them. The shock of being caught may lead them into repentance, but that is between them and me. Your task is not to watch their journey, your task is to keep walking toward your destiny. Believe it or not, this event has marked a turning point in your life. The old season has ended. You are crossing into a new chapter where peace replaces anxiety. You will no longer walk on eggshells, wondering what they're hiding. You will rest, because the truth has set you free. Let me tell you something else: every time you were mistreated, heaven kept record. Every time you were blamed for their wrongs, angels wrote it down. Every false story they told about you is being rewritten by my hand. Soon, those who believed lies will come back to apologize. They will see that you were not the problem, they were. And I will make it known, not by words, but by the fruit that comes from your new season. I am restoring your glow. I am healing the part of you that lost trust. I am bringing joy back to your mornings. You will wake up and realize that the heaviness is gone. That's the weight of their energy leaving your spirit. You are being renewed. You will look at yourself and see peace again. That is my promise. Do not dwell on the image of what they did. Do not let that recording play in your mind like a haunting memory. When it surfaces, speak my name, God, cover my mind. And I will. You will not live tormented by what you saw or heard. I will erase the sting while leaving the wisdom. You will remember the lesson, but not the pain. The world may gossip about the exposure, but I will use it to lift you. They will see you walking gracefully while others are tangled in drama. They will wonder how you can smile after being betrayed. And your peace will become your loudest testimony. You will say, "It was God who carried me." The person who once thought they had control over your emotions will realize they lost the greatest blessing I sent them. Their life will become a mirror of what they did to you, full of instability and pretense. That is not a curse, it's consequence. I warned them, but they did not listen. And now, what they built on deceit is collapsing. My child, you were never meant to compete for love. You were meant to be chosen freely, not tolerated conditionally. The one who is coming for you will not hide you, they will honor you. They will not flirt with temptation, they will flee from it. They will not make you question your worth, they will remind you of it. That is why I had to expose what was fake, so that you would be ready for what is true. Believe it or not, this exposure will soon feel like deliverance. What you once saw as betrayal will later be recognized as redirection. You will thank me for it. You will say, if that had not happened, would still be stuck. Yes, it hurts now, but the pain is temporary. The healing will last forever. Let me whisper this truth into your heart: you are not losing, you are being upgraded. You are not being humiliated, you are being purified. The fire that burned your heart is the same fire that's refining your spirit. And when you emerge, you will shine brighter than before. Do not let bitterness take root. Forgive them, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Forgiveness does not mean reconciliation, it means release. When you forgive, you free yourself from the shadow of their betrayal. When you forgive, you break the last tie connecting you to their sin. And know this: your story will not end in heartbreak. You will not spend your life mourning what was lost. For I, the Lord your God, am writing a new chapter. And in this chapter, you will be loved without fear. You will be seen without effort. You will be chosen without condition. The next love I send will not hide behind lies, it will walk in truth. But before that, you must let me finish healing you. Let the exposure complete its purpose. Don't rush to fill the void. Sit with me. Let me restore your confidence, your laughter, your trust in love again. The person who broke you will try to return once they face the weight of their actions, but when they come back, you will no longer recognize them, not because they changed, but because you did. You will look at them and feel no hatred, no longing, no pain, only peace. That's when you'll know you've healed. That's when you'll realize that the exposure wasn't punishment, it was freedom. And when that day comes, the same people who pitied you will say, "How did they come back stronger after all that?" And you will simply smile and say, "Because God revealed what I couldn't see, and what He reveals, He heals." So stand firm. Do not fear the fallout. The storm that came to expose will also clear your path. I am your defender. I am your comfort. I am the God who never betrays. My beloved, listen now as I bring this message to its completion. What was meant to humiliate you will soon glorify my name through your life. The very exposure that shattered your heart was not an ending, it was the beginning of your liberation. You have carried pain that few have understood, and I have watched you break silently, praying for a truth that would both free and devastate you. I allowed that recording, that shocking moment, not because I wanted you to hurt, but because I wanted you to finally see. You have been walking through a valley of betrayal, but that valley is now transforming into a doorway of destiny. You asked me, "Lord, how could they do this after all my love, my loyalty, my prayers?" And I say to you, because their heart was not anchored in truth. They were drawn to the illusion of excitement, but it was empty. They traded a diamond for dust, not realizing that everything they were searching for already lived in you. They are now standing in the aftermath of their own choices. The same people who once covered for them are now turning away. The one they sinned with is beginning to see their true nature. What was once a secret alliance is now falling apart under the weight of truth. Believe it or not, my child, I am allowing them to feel the sting of what they sowed, not to destroy them, but to awaken them. Every false layer they built is being peeled away by my hand. You have prayed for justice, and I am answering you, but not through vengeance, through divine reversal. Watch how I turn their betrayal into your elevation. Watch how the story that began in shame ends in glory. I am the author, and I always write the final chapter. You will not end this story broken, you will end it blessed. Do not be surprised when they try to return. They will come with tears, with apologies, with stories of regret. But I want you to ask yourself this: do they seek forgiveness, or do they seek refuge from the storm they created? For many will weep, not because they are sorry, but because they are suffering. Be wise, my child. Forgive freely, but discern deeply. Your heart is sacred ground, not everyone deserves to enter it again. There will come a day soon when you will see their downfall unfold, not because you wanted it, but because truth always surfaces. I will make it so visible that even those who doubted you will say, "Now we understand." You won't have to defend yourself, the evidence will speak louder than your words. You will stand silently, radiant in peace, while truth defends you. Believe it or not, what happened to you is breaking a generational pattern. Your ancestors cried for freedom from cycles of betrayal and manipulation, and I chose you to end it. This exposure was not random, it was generational healing disguised as heartbreak. Through you, the pattern stops. You will no longer attract deceit disguised as love. You will attract truth that mirrors my heart. Do not mourn what is gone. What left was never meant to carry your promise. What I have planned for you cannot be birthed through counterfeit connections. You will soon look back and thank me for removing what you once begged me to bless. Because now, your spirit will finally rest. You will breathe without fear, love without anxiety, and sleep without wondering what they are doing behind your back. The recording, that single moment of exposure, was the sound of chains breaking. It was heaven saying, "Enough." You will never again be bound to someone who mocks commitment. You will never again be manipulated by charm that hides corruption. You will never again be the one who gives while the other only takes. That season has ended. I am rebuilding your heart from the inside out. The pieces that shattered in betrayal are being reassembled by divine hands. Soon you will feel whole again, not patched up, but renewed. I am not gluing your brokenness, I am creating a new heart within you. A heart that sees clearly, loves wisely, and trusts fearlessly. And when the time is right, I will send someone whose heart beats in rhythm with mine. They will not hide you. They will not betray you. They will love you as I intended, with gentleness, respect, and truth. They will protect your name in rooms where you are not present. They will pray with you instead of playing with you. This time, you will not have to question if love is real, you will feel it in the peace that surrounds it. But before that, you must complete the process of letting go. You cannot hold the ashes of the past and receive the oil of your next anointing. Release it all, the memories, the what-ifs, the anger. Let me replace your pain with purpose. For I am about to use your story to heal others who are walking through the same fire. Your testimony will carry power because it was born from tears. Believe it or not, the very people who laughed when you were humiliated will one day watch you rise in grace. They will wonder how you kept your peace after being betrayed so publicly. They will wonder how you could still love me after such pain. And your life will preach louder than any sermon, it will show that those who trust me will never be put to shame. The person who betrayed you will face nights of sleepless conviction. They will remember your name in the quiet hours, wishing they had been honest. But by then, you will be walking in joy, clothed in new blessings, surrounded by divine favor. You will have no bitterness left, only gratitude that I intervened when I did. My child, I want you to hear this and never forget it. Exposure is mercy. If I had not exposed them, they would have destroyed your confidence, drained your destiny, and distracted you from your calling. What feels like loss is actually rescue. What feels like rejection is divine redirection. I am not punishing you, I am protecting you. The shock of seeing or hearing what they did will fade. The images that haunted you will lose their power. Every time your mind drifts back, my spirit will whisper, "Peace, be still." Soon you will no longer cry over what they did, you will thank me for showing you who they were. You will realize that what they did to you only pushed you closer to me. And when I restore you, when the blessings begin to overflow, I will remind you that this was the reason for the pain. For had you not been exposed to their deceit, you would have never been positioned for your destiny. Every delay, every heartbreak, every lonely night, it was all part of the divine preparation. Believe it or not, what was recorded in sin will be erased from your memory, and what was recorded in heaven, your faith, your endurance, your tears, will be played back as reward. I will honor you publicly for your private suffering. You will be favored beyond understanding. There will be moments when you'll hear of them again, and your heart will feel nothing but calm. That is how you'll know I've healed you completely. That is how you'll know the season of mourning is over. And then, the light in your eyes will return, brighter, softer, stronger. You will laugh again, not because you forgot, but because you overcame. I am preparing to release abundance into your life. The same way the recording revealed the truth about them, I am about to reveal the truth about who you are, my chosen, my beloved, my redeemed. You are stepping into a season where you no longer chase love, love will find you. You no longer fight for attention, peace will surround you. You no longer beg for honesty, truth will walk beside you. My child, believe it or not, you have already won. The exposure was not your defeat, it was your deliverance. The pain was not your punishment, it was your purification. You have passed the test. You remained gentle when you could have been bitter. You stayed faithful when you could have cursed. You prayed instead of plotting revenge. And for that, I will bless you beyond measure. Now rise from the ashes. Wipe your tears. Leave the recording, the betrayal, and the past behind. I am rewriting your story with grace. Your name will shine again. Your heart will trust again. Your joy will overflow again. And this time, it will not be taken from you. For I, the Lord your God, have spoken it. And what I speak, no man, no betrayal, no lie, no recording, can ever undo.